All right, here we are on Atlantis Spaceship, guys, and at the 12 o'clock position, we have our red Zerg player from Team Empire. He is violet. And his opponent, down here in the bottom left-hand corner, is our blue Protoss player, our defending Fight Club champion and winner of the last 3 games in a row. He is Liquid HerO, and I want to say I love Violet's, just the possibility of him on this map. I am going to straight up say that it was the best hold in a ZVZ I've ever seen when Violet earlier this week defended, I forget who the TSL Zerg player was, but it was on this map. It was a quick pool against Hatch. Let's see here. No, it was Empire versus Ennis Hosa.
Oh,
so
yeah,
it was
yeah.
Ennis Hosa.
I thought you said Liquid player, so I was like,
oh,
I was all confused.
My apologies. I probably did. I probably misspoke. No. So when in the Empire versus Ennis Hosa losers round 3 match, Seal it was, and Seal was actually spawning up here at the 12 o'clock and decided to do a super quick speedling build. It was a 10 pool, 10 gas, I believe.
Yep.
And Violet actually expanded first and held. It was incredible.
Yeah, definitely go back and watch the VODs for that, which you can watch at, what is it, youtube.com/IGNProLeague?
That's
right?
it.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Go watch those there.
All right. While you're there as well, you should check out our other related social media channels, are, of course, all /IGNProLeague, so Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube. And like, subscribe, and follow us on all of those.
Follow Cat's Pajamas on Twitter. He's at Cat's Pajamas SC2.
Aw.
Follow me on Twitter, too. I'm at Gosudoa. We appreciate it, guys. Awesome. That probe, awesome as well. Just kind of being annoying.
Yeah.
And, yeah, Violet probably going to be looking to put down a hatchery pretty soon here. HerO as well. Is he going to go for Nexus first? I would not be surprised.
It looks like he's saving up to that level. This is a very long walk distance.
Oh, he gets it.
Doesn't get a block this go around, so we'll see how that makes him react. I think this is actually the first game where he's just not straight up blocked. It's in some way or another, even if it was pretty minor, the natural. So
well, that's interesting. Because it almost, see, the way he controlled that probe, it almost seemed like he wanted to let Virus get that hatchery down. Because he wasn't like really kind of darting in and harassing the drone. He was just kind of like moving around next to it. So I don't know if that was just miscontrol by HerO, or if he had some reason that he wanted Violet to be able to get that hatchery down right away.
Well, it did allow him to put down the Nexus a little bit quicker, of course. So, and he's going to form in that wall. Of course, on the flip side of things are going to come out at the same time one way or another, whether you block it or not. Now, most of the time, they're just going to divert themselves and take out the pylon, but in the rare circumstance that they decide to just run across the map, then you're going to have the extra minerals to put up those critical photon cannons, gateways, etc. a little bit faster.
Well, this is a situation, too, where Violet only needs to make 2 Zerglings, as we can see, instead of like 4 to 6, so he can make a couple up extra drones in this case as well, so that's kind of a nice little benefit. And he gets that 3rd hatchery really quick as well. So 3 hatch before gas. Again, very standard opening in Zerg versus Protoss these days. And HerO doing the Forge Expand with the Nexus first, playing very standard as well. So it looks like we're in for another little bit longer game.
I am not opposed to that. These guys have been playing some very close games so far. You know, you mentioned it before, right around game 4 or 5, but just one simple decision one way or another, and these games could have had completely different results. It's been a little bit more one-sided for HerO in the past couple of games, I think, but generally it's been very close between these two. Yep,
absolutely. Yeah, all the games have been, like you said, pretty close. There's been, you know, people that have had to play behind, you know, played from behind in a lot of the games too, but it's always still been fairly even, you know. Nobody's really just gotten crushed. We've seen a couple all-ins fail here and there, but we haven't seen anyone just come in and like crush someone instantly with a timing attack yet.
Right. And it looks like this probe is finally going to go down, and decides to move away at the last second there. So there is a Zealot making its way out. That was a cute little maneuver. I don't know if he was trying to, like, because obviously he didn't know the Overlord was sitting here, so maybe he moved away to make it look like, oh, I don't want you to see what's sitting here with my probe, you know? Just trying to throw his opponent off a little bit, so a nice little distraction move, but 2 gas now coming up for Violet.
Yep, he's going to be doing the very typical Evo Chamber Lair Roach Warren very soon. This is, you know, this is actually a great build for Zerg players to learn, I think, right now. It's a pretty intense macro build, as you can see. May not be the best on the ladder on some maps, of course, but if you get a little bit bigger map, especially once like Daybreak comes out on the ladder, this will be a good one for Zerg players to learn. You know, you get a really good economy going. you still get the Roach Warren and things like that up in time. And, you know, if you need to, if you're scouting well, you also have time to put down a couple spine crawlers and things like that as well. So, yeah, it's fairly safe considering how economically aggressive it is.
And this is the first time we've actually seen Robo come out as the first structure after a gateway for HerO yet in the set. I've seen him do this a few times, of course, in other tournaments and such, but the first time we've seen him do this particular variation, not afraid of it being revealed, though, as an Overlord is, of course, able to pick up on that right away.
Yep, that's right. So we may again see some classic HerO Warp Prism style this game as well. Or he might just decide to go, you know, into something just very robo-oriented, like a third base with protection from Immortals and things like that. Or, you know, he could go in for some sort of Colossus timing attack. Looks like he might kill the Queen here.
Yeah, Queen is pretty quick off of, or on creep, I should say.
Yep.
Not doesn't get the normal 30% boost that a lot of other things do. And whoa, Violet actually just running away. And looks like HerO wants to pursue. There are 12 links coming out now, so these units are going to go down eventually. He could actually take out this Queen if he so desires. Looks like he's going to go after a couple of those lings first. Now finally targeting the Queen, actually going back and forth, just trying to get out a couple of drones there.
Yep, that's right. So a little bit of nice micro from Violet, and he shouldn't lose a whole lot with this. Kind of just disrupted him more than anything. You can see just how important it is to make sure that your bases are connected by creep, though. I mean, if they hadn't been, that Queen would have died for sure. And yep, there's a Warp Prism out on the field for a Liquid HerO as well. I just saw that pop over it as natural.
And 3-gate Robo is up as well. There goes the Warp Prism. 3-gate Robo, and looks like he may decide to expand here in a little bit with that Twilight Council on the way as well.
Spire on the way for Violet. Cool, so he will be going for Mutalisk play, but first he's going to need to defend this Warp Prism from HerO, although look at that, putting a Spine Crawler and a Spore Crawler down. Yeah, Violet just playing so safe right now. He's very well prepared for this.
Yes, he is, and restarting mining over at that third. HerO not taking a lot of pressure quite yet, but of course Violet could macro like mad very, very soon, saving up some resources right now for those Mutalisks eventually, as he's going to be able to put out, about 9 or 10 of those whenever that Spire does finish up.
Yeah, he'll want to, but I've got a feeling he's going to need to use some of those resources on units here to deal with this, and especially because he's moving a lot of his units down the map right now to do a counterattack. This could be like the perfect timing for HerO because, well, Violet, you know, is there still space there? No, there's not.
No.
Okay, yeah, HerO's just fine, and here comes the sentry drop.
All right, 4 sentries are in.
Nice
job
catch
with the force fields. We'll see how many drones actually fall here. He's killed a couple of them. He's really got to watch out. Those sentries are very, very fragile, though, so not able to kill quite as many as he would like. The Zerglings are coming back. We finally have a few Zealots trapped in there as well. They've got the nice position on themselves. Oh, Roach Speed actually finishing up, and it looks like he wants to prioritize the Roach Warren. He does not, of course, know about the Spire quite yet, though.
Yeah, I do like that, actually. Just taking out some tech buildings. He's like, yeah, I don't want to let my sentries die to spine crawlers, so I will just kind of take out an important building that you have here.
Now let's see how he's going to react to these mutas, which are now hitting the field. There they are. They're overhead. The Evolution Chamber going down was a nice catch as well. Guardian Shield hits, going to protect a little bit longer against these Mutalisks, but they will eventually win the day.
Yep, that's right. Even more Mutalisks flooding out right now for Violet. And once those Zealots get cleaned up, he'll be able to do a lot of harassment to his Protoss opponent.
Yeah, let's see here now. He's got a lot of gas HerO that is saved up, so, but no Templar Archives, I believe. Looks like he's just going to rely on those Stalkers for now. Is Blink? Yeah, Blink is finished, so.
Oh, wow, look at that. The probe's transferring over to the third base. Immortal trying to be a probe, too. He's like, I can mine minerals. I return to mine minerals.
That is a sucky job to return to, I've got to say.
No, he's going for it. He's like, this is my patch.
Oh, man. So, second Photon Cannon up over at the third as well. We have just one sitting over at the main, and still no Templar Archives, just relying on Blink Stalkers with +2 to drive off these Mutalisks. And did he actually take out... No, okay, it's just a second Spire being started, so he wants to really prioritize those upgrades.
Yeah, well, he's got that fourth base going in the lower right as well, so we're going to see Broodlords pretty quick, I think, from Violet. Oh, but he's going to need to move her away with those mutas.
Wow, very nice, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, that went down to just 1 hit point.
You notice how their heads pop off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Who knows?
They do look like shrimp. Like, you pop the head off shrimp. When
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
You ever just eaten the head of a shrimp like that?
I have. Not afraid to try new things every once in a while, too. Grosses my wife out, though.
You know, there's just not a lot of, like, meat in that area of it.
No.
So, I don't know. I tried it once and I was like, well, you know,
Yeah, I was kind of like, I don't really see what the big deal is, I guess. Huh. All right, well, enough talking about crawfish. Down here in the bottom right-hand corner, Violet taking this Violet.
You are from Mississippi, aren't you?
Me?
Missouri? Yeah,
Yes.
you're from Missouri.
Yes, I am.
I knew it was one of those M states.
You silly, silly, almost Canadian person.
Uh,
All right,
Such a
War Person
hoser,
is
eh?
going to get caught here, so
Yep. Oh, it flew to the edge of space, but that wasn't far enough to escape from the Mutilisks.
evidently not. I love whenever things hit the edge of space on the side and they just stop.
Yep, that's right.
Makes me cry a little. There's finally some Templar out. Storm is on the way, but it's still going to take about 50 seconds before it finishes.
It's a lot of mutas.
It is. It's a good number of +2 Blink Stalkers, though, too.
I like that Violet is being careful with his Mutilisks as well. He's just kind of waiting until he has upgrades. He's just going to basically try to overpower his opponent with Mutilisks and nothing else, which is always kind of a fun style to see. You know, it's very dynamic, it's very aggressive, and with the upgrades like this, it's also very strong, too. I mean, Storm is good, but you kind of have to... It's difficult. You know, it's easier for the Zerg player to do damage with Mutilisks than it is for the Protoss player to use Storm effectively on the Mutilisks.
All right, well, Violet's rolling his way in now. There's Guardian Shield. Looks like the Mutilisks are actually backing up a bit. Not going to be able to pressure as much as they would like. Another 2 Mutilisks did go down in total. This High Templar did not have enough energy, unfortunately, for Storms, but will the next go-round.
Ah, look at that. Baneling Nest going up for Violet as well. Very interesting there. So he's going to go for, yeah, Ling Baneling Muta. It does work sometimes in ZVP as well. And that's another thing. He's going to make HerO use some of his Storms on the ground units as well, which will just make his Mutilisks more powerful. So Violet kind of, again, forcing HerO to react, which is a great position to be in. Might see him tie it up, but HerO not out of the game yet. He's responding very well. He hasn't taken a lot of damage from these Mutilisks yet.
And he's been sitting on 3 base for a really long period of time. Uh-oh, these Mutilisks have to watch out. There's a few Blink Stalkers hanging overhead, and could get those cut off. Oh, there's the Storm. Whoa, nice. That was a huge amount of damage suffered. All of the Mutilisks are in the orange now.
Yep, yeah, but still, it could have been much worse. He did get both of those Templar before a second Storm came out.
And it looked like HerO was trying to find a way to take a 4th, but oh my god. This is a lot of Banelings. Oh, nice Storm, though, from HerO, and he mitigates almost all of the damage there while hitting another great Storm on the Mutilisks. Really well done by HerO.
Yeah, HerO definitely needing to play the defensive game, but if he can do it well enough, he should end up in a good spot after everything is said and done, but more Lings on the way. Baneling's speed as well. Yeah. That attack is going to be a lot scarier than, as you saw, I mean, the Banelings got in far enough to kill all those pylons, too. So once speed kicks in, it's going to be tough for HerO.
It certainly is, and we're going to see if he has enough now to try and take a 4th at the same time, which it looks like he is trying to do.
Yep.
Already has a pylon queued up, but you have to extend yourself quite a bit.
Look at the bottom right part of the map. Look at that huge red blob of Lings and stuff. Oh,
that is pretty ridiculous. Yeah, a few Mutas did actually die there. They're making their way down to the, or I'm sorry, these Banelings and Zerglings making their way down to the bottom left. There's Photon Cannon. Storm actually hitting a couple of Zerglings, but not hitting a lot of Banelings this time. This is a big difference from what we saw last go-around, and the Banelings are taking out quite a bit of stuff. Those probes are eventually all going to die.
They're so close.
I know. Oh, and wow. HerO actually keeping most of those units alive.
No kidding. Yeah, that was a heroic effort to keep all those probes alive, man. He didn't lose anywhere near as many as it looked like he was going to at the start of that.
A heroic effort indeed.
Yep. 13 more Mutilisks on the way, though, plus 2 Flyer Carapace. These are going to be some durable Mutas, man. It's to the point where he could consider attacking that big group of Stalkers head-on.
Yeah, well, we'll see. You know, HerO's Storm Control has been pretty good so far. If better control, though, just keeping those Banelings zoned out, because that could have been disaster for HerO. He is moving out with that huge group of +3 Stalkers, though, +1 armor on the way as well. And I believe once this +2 Carapace hits for Violet. Oh, yes! Oh, looks like just a few Zerglings rolling in. Once +2 Carapace hits, these Mutas are going to be able to take quite a bit of damage as well.
Yep, there we go. And indeed, going right after the Stalkers this time, he's like, yeah, my Mutilisks are pretty strong now. Yeah. Don't have a lot to worry about. The Zelt's doing a nice job of keeping the Lings out, but yeah, just way too many Mutas. He is going to trade a base for this, though.
Yeah, base for a base, but it looks like this favors Violet at the moment.
Oh, absolutely.
HerO, he's really counting on this as kind of his last remaining mining base.
Yeah, pretty much. The Nexus will go down if Violet decides to target fire it, and he needs to do it fast because the Templar are going to get there soon. The Nexus goes down. Mutas escape without taking too much more damage. Oh, never mind. Big storms there. Whoa! Huge storms, actually, from HerO.
Yeah, a lot of dead Mutalisks there.
No kidding.
About half of them have been killed in this engagement, but of course, taking out that mining base was huge for Violet.
Yeah, that helped quite a bit. Violet down to, or HerO rather, down to basically just one mining base at this point in time.
And let's see what HerO can do now to try and rally back. He's backed by 5 workers, so armies are about the same size for both our players. But of course, Violet had another base ready to rock as soon as that one down to the bottom right went down.
Yep, Archon's on the way now for Violet. Used up a little bit of energy on those Templars. Archons, of course, are quite good against Mutalisks. They do that splash to bio, and they've got that little bit longer range after the patch last fall.
Yeah, and HerO's going to push his way up as well and start picking off a couple of the creep tumors as his observer gives him vision. Looks like he wants to pick off some drones, and he may be able to get another mining base. No, not making his way up there yet, but I'm sure he will in just a second.
Yep.
All right, Mutalisk actually going to swing back in as well. Both the queens dying at the same time. This hatchery going to fall in just a bit, but here come the Mutalisks. What's here to defend? High Templar, it's your turn to shine. Oh my God, and shine he did. Wow, that's impressive.
Your turn to fly. Yep. It's like, I want to turn to fly. The Mutalisks make it look like it's so much fun. Although Templars do kind of float, so
yes,
they do kind of fly, I guess, to a certain extent.
Changelings just hanging around there. It's going to be a big shock to the Archon and Templars system whenever those Zealots just die around them in a second.
I know, it's going to be a bit awkward.
How are you how's it going? I am not a Changeling.
It's like, so which academy did you go to on Iron? They're like, oh, it was fall over.
All right, well, HerO, that's 2 mining bases down for him as well, and he did reestablish his nexus. So,
oh, that's awkward.
Yeah, that
People are like, okay, just look the other way. They're like, we're getting out of here, man. That was creepy.
No, we're done with this. It wasn't us. We swear to God.
Like, we didn't do it.
All right, well, Violet, he has all colors of the rainbow represented in those Mutalisks. And HerO actually retaking this base down to the bottom right that Violet had held on to for quite a while.
Yep.
And he's... Oh! Blinks up! Violet, what are you doing? Is he freeing up supply right now? No, he's not.
No,
he's
really.
not.
Yeah, well, I mean, he is, whether he wanted to or not. He certainly did have some supply freed up there as well.
It was not intentional supply freeing, but now he's got a lot of infestors there. 2 more hatcheries are on the way. A few stalkers do get pinned down. Oh, he's back getting a couple of units. It's mostly his Brood Lords he's got to worry about. HerO does have a fleet beacon of his own coming up, though.
Yep, and now we're back to that same late game situation that Violet has seemed to be excelling in this series here. He's been doing really, really well when the game gets to this point, when he gets to play Broodlord, Corruptor, and Festers. So we'll have to see if HerO can play that a little bit better this time than he has been in this series. And it'll be interesting.
There is a mothership coming up now. Looks like it's over at the main. There it is.
Yep.
All right, so taking a look around, things have stabilized for a little bit. Violet is on those very powerful Broodlords, as you mentioned before, but of course his overall supply isn't terribly great. He needs to reestablish another couple mining bases, which it looks like he's trying to do so.
Yeah. Yeah, but you raised a good point that the Broodlords are really extra powerful. I mean, if you look at the upgrades for those Broodlords, it is +2 carapace, +2 attack, and I believe he got some ground upgrades too, if I remember right. I could be wrong, but I
believe so as well.
He did.
Can't check those Zerglings, unfortunately.
We could look at the Evo chamber and see, though.
We'll find out in just a second. Yeah, one Zealot making his way up to the top there, and an Evo chamber suggests...
Yes, he has +2 ground too. Yeah, so the Broodlings should be quite strong if they do get to land some hits.
Oh, HerO pathing there, unfortunately, splitting up those units. The Blinkstalkers have to make their way back. It can take a little bit longer to get in there and do some damage, but this mothership's almost finished up. 35 seconds away, being chrono boosted. It'll be actually closer to about 20.
And here we go, a couple Stalkers wishing they hadn't blunk into that base.
Why did we do this? I immediately regret this decision.
Yep.
All right, this wow, that Zealot, he's going to town, man. 20 damage every swing.
No kidding. Yeah, he might actually be able to kill that hatchery by himself. It's like, I'm gonna cut down this building with my hands.
It is actually Rocky sitting there.
Wow.
Right hand.
We are about to have completely maxed out Broodlords as well. 3 carapace, 3 flyer attack, and +3 ground attack as well.
That's impressive, and I'm just more fascinated by that hatchery. I'm not gonna lie. There's Mama Ship. And a couple of Changelings dropping down just in case. That's a mothership. He just pooped in terror there.
That hatchery just taken out by the Zealot. And he's going to die the Broodlings. All right, because they do have plus attack as well. But it was worth it. It was totally worth it. I mean, 1 Zealot for a hatchery, that's not a bad trade at all.
Yeah, I'm told that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
All
Supply
right.
is still basically even. These guys are so even in this match. You know, very rarely do you see someone with a significant advantage. But I feel like HerO is getting a little bit of a lead here economically. His army is also quite strong. But when it comes to the actual fight, Violet has just shown us that he's very, very good at controlling his army in this stage of the game as well.
All right, well, we'll see if he can make a stand. That is one ridiculous group
That
of
is
Broodlords.
18 Broodlords. Wow.
Ooh. And he's got a few more Corruptors out there. 3 Corruptors with an additional 4 on the way. So we're going to see 7 more Broodlords here in a second.
Yeah, definitely potential.
All right.
Neural Parasite on the way as well, just because. Yeah.
Might as well.
Yeah, you can actually neural the mothership and maybe do some vortexing of your own.
That's true. I will actually jump for joy if I see that.
Mass
And
recall your drones into battle with it maybe if you want to.
Look at the way you avoided Broodling Strike there. That was kind of cute.
Yeah.
Of course, there were just way too many Broodlords and they just
Yep.
died, but... okay, so Violet's down to 1 mining base. HerO actually sitting on 2 for the moment, but this one, his third, is getting pretty low.
Yeah, and really he only has that because he lost it.
Watch how quickly 18-3-3 Broodlords start ripping through buildings.
Yeah, no kidding. And the upgrades are about to finish. In fact, Violet hitting just a little bit too early. Oh, storming his own buildings? Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting choice there.
just trying to clear up the
Kill the
Broodlings to delay, yeah.
Yep.
All right, we'll see if this mothership can actually provide enough here. HerO really wants Violet to commit. This is an interesting position for this game to be in, though. And
oh, Neural Parasite on the mothership.
Vortex!
And what's he going to do?
Oh,
nothing.
nothing.
Oh, he's going to try it again. Nope, losing another one. Gets a fungal off just in time.
All right.
If he could have fungled that army, man, that would have been huge.
Yeah, would have.
As it is, those Broodlords are going to tear apart these units so fast.
They really, really are. It's staggering, actually, how much damage they can output there. So, Broodling Strike by itself, and then the Broodlings on top of that. Let's see here, though, as more Archons morphing
Fungal on the Archons.
Yeah, hits quite a few of them. The Broodlord's trying to step in and do the rest. And, oh, that's just begging for a Vortex. Oh, couple of good storms and feedbacks, though.
Yeah, no kidding. You know, he's got to be careful, though. He saw that there is Neural Parasite out, too, so he's going to be a little bit afraid to get that mothership close to the army.
Yeah, he certainly is, and he's falling back on this last remaining mining base on the right-hand side of the map. Oh, at the same time, though, look at this. Zealot's actually making their way through and taking out a couple of Greater Spires.
Yeah, great little counterattack by HerO.
All right, well, he's going to lose a base in return, so we have a lot of things happening on map at once. Zealot's actually coming in. They've cleaned up the hive. Apologize for missing that before, but the Spire is going to fall. Really, though, HerO, what is he going to do about this massive army outside of his base?
Well, Violet needs to do something with this massive army. Instead of just kind of sit there, he's losing everything. It's essentially a little bit of a base trade situation right now.
Yeah, and what a crazy one at that, as there are now 23 Broodlords on the field that are totally maxed out. And
what's the Stalker count?
The Stalker count is
only 34.
34, yeah.
Which seems like a lot, but against that many Broodlords, that'll melt pretty quickly.
Okay, well, hatcheries are falling, and there's a good number of spine crawlers up here at this base, but there's not a lot of mining going on, so it's not critical for Violet to lose that one. This is the critical base that he's got to get to. There are a few drones down at the bottom right. They're not going to launch all that great of an offensive.
Yep, that's exactly right. Now, he does have enough money to make some more hatcheries, so I think we're going to see him do that.
Yeah.
Most likely, and he's killing absolutely everything. I mean, this army that HerO has, that's basically it. That's all the army is going to have. Same thing goes for Violet, but I feel like Violet's army is a little bit stronger right now.
Violet's army may be a little bit stronger,
Maybe.
but certainly has a potential, or he doesn't have any sort of income. He's got a lot of banked resources, yes, but nothing to produce.
Yeah, that's very, very true.
Okay, let's see here. HerO mining pretty effectively. Oh my god, what an insane game this has turned into.
Yeah, no kidding. And who's going to win it? It's tough to say. I mean, looks like Violet's making some more hatcheries just out on the map.
Yeah, I honestly do not have a prediction. Like, at this point, it could be either of these players. So.
Well, they both have kind of slow armies, but HerO's is a little bit more mobile. Now, Violet has a good amount of Corruptors. He's got a good amount of Infestors with energy as well. So both of these players have the tools they need to beat each other's armies, but it all comes down to the control in the very last fight. You know, who's going to make the right decisions?
And the drone's killing a couple of pylons there while the Broodlords just supervise. HerO making his way down to the bottom right now.
Oh, yeah, it's all going to come down to this last base. This is the final base for HerO. He does have a couple pylons going up here and there, but everything really kind of depends on this lower right base.
He's finally starting another gateway so we can get some more units going in just a bit. But what a crazy matchup we've seen so far. I mean, I really think this is going to come down to if a Neuroparasite can hit the mothership or if a Vortex catches all the Broodlords. I mean,
that would be huge. There's plenty of Archons in there to do a ton of damage to that. Storms even on that would do very well.
Very, very true. And we've also seen, though, that Violet, even when getting Vortex, has been able to use Broodlings really effectively to mitigate an Archon Toilet. Here it comes, though. Violet starting to siege this up. HerO has to make something happen. This Nexus is going to fall so quickly. Makes his way around with the Mothership. There's Vortex #1, but he doesn't catch a lot of the Broodlords.
Oh, he does take out the Corruptors, though, and some of the Broodlords jump in, but again, you know, the Vortex is not going to be terribly effective. The Archons are going to jump in as well.
All right, well, we'll see if it's going to be enough. There's the Planestalkers around from the side. Here's going to be the engagement that decides the game. A few Broodlords are hitting. Storm's actually taking out a lot of Broodlords as well, but there's so much being damaged onto the Planestalkers here. The Mothership has gone down.
I think he's got enough.
The Planestalkers are just at the very end, and it looks like HerO is going to go down. Violet is going to take the game just barely.
Yeah, wow, that was so
close. Oh, my God.
That was close. 54 supply to 29 right now. Could not have been really any closer than that.
Unbelievable!
2 more Nexuses being warped in by HerO, so he's going to try to maybe get some mining going or something, but I don't know, man. I think it's over. I think Violet has this game.
I think you're absolutely right. The cybernetic score being thrown down.
More Stalkers. Yeah, he's like, all right, I know my opponent only has 3 Broodlords left. If I can make Stalkers, I have a chance.
And he had an Immortal running around as well and just trying to pick off hatcheries, but dear God, what a crazy engagement there. HerO going to try and come back, but my suspicion is that we're headed to an ace match, guys. It's going to be game #9 between these guys when all is said and done.
Yeah, we'll see. It certainly looks like that as well. The nice thing for HerO, though, is that Violet doesn't know where the rest of his buildings are. HerO is not revealed right now. Oh, actually, he is revealed right now. He did cancel that Nexus. Okay.
Oh, yep, he's going to be revealed in just a second. So
yeah, he is revealed.
Yeah, it's going to happen. It takes a little while. There's a countdown associated with it, but he will be revealed shortly.
And you know what? Violet making that Roach Warren, and he has got plenty of resources to make a ton of roaches. He also has plenty of supply as well. His Overlord is all very, very safe at the top of the map. He has a hatchery that's surrounded by spine crawlers.
Look at that. There's a few Zerglings, and that may be enough to make HerO GG here. Looks like they're going to tear after the Immortal. The Immortal just trying to go after the hatchery. It goes down, and HerO is down to nothing but 1 Archon, 3 Stalkers, and a Sentry.
I don't think that's going to be enough. Yeah, I mean, despite HerO's efforts, I think that is going to be the end of the game.
Yeah.
Probably going to see a GG pretty soon here.
Well, he did rebuild his base.
He did.
Out of position, I suppose. He's only got that 1 solitary probe. Here come the rest of the Zerglings now, and if they can just take out that probe, actually, and pretty much sacrifice themselves just to kill the probe. But a couple of structures being canceled there. HerO going to try 1 more pylon in a second, but now he's actually down past the mineral count where if he cancels the Nexus, he won't be able to rebuild it. He'll only be at 385.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this isn't unfortunately like a free-for-all where you can like sneak a worker off and rebuild your entire base and things like that. There's only one other opponent. They are going to be looking for you until you are dead. That is exactly what's happening here.
All right. Well, there's a good number of roaches up with this, and honestly,
he could kill it with that.
Yeah.
Or he could come very close, if nothing else.
Well, let's see. It looks like he's just going to go after the structures because is the probe dead? No, the probe is still alive, actually, and building a pylon over on the left-hand side. But these structures are going to die. I'm sure this is going to get canceled, so he has a few available resources. And no, there it is. GG. Ladies and gentlemen, it's all tied up 4-4. We're going into game #9.